So, hello and welcome to New Earth Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Chave, and today we have with us the wonderful Mia Kafkios. And we're going to be talking about activating your soul essence. So, we've got this amazing topic. Before we get into that, I'd love it, Mia, if you can just introduce yourself and let us know a bit about what you do. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for having me. Yes, it's always an interesting question or a way of explaining into human words, what I'm doing and who I am. I'm feeling it's getting more and more hard actually to explain. It was almost easier before, but I've been working with people, assisting people really to find who they are for almost 30 years. And of course, moving from psychological field and coaching and yoga into the spiritual field more and more. And my mission here on earth that I have been given and that I've said yes to a long time ago is to assist people to wake up. So I'm assisting in activating their true potential, the codes, their gifts, and the deep remembrance of who they are. And I do it in different ways. I'm traveling all over the world and I'm a worldwide speaker. I do activations, healings, retreats. I'm training also people to become ascension facilitator trainers and also therapists of the new world.
Oh, fabulous. It's an
Mm,
incredible journey that we're all on at this time, and there's been a real acceleration, I think, this year. I think we'll look back at this year and be amazed at what we went through and what we came out of. So one of the things that I've heard you talk about is that you either awaken or trigger. Um, is that something you're able to talk about? Because it's a very interesting thing, and I've noticed that within myself as well, that it can trigger sort of people's shadows, part of that awakening when we're
mm.
doing this kind of work.
Yeah, I mean, if we see like how it has been presented to me, so we have the threefold flame within us, all of us, divine light, divine love, divine power. And that's we emanate a unique expression of that just by being, and we did it since we were small children. And the more and more we heal, the more and more we allow ourselves to be who we are. So the divine love is a huge expression of who we are, and divine light is truth, right? Universal truth. And this threefold flame that we are emanating out just by being, just by actually doing nothing, just being us energetically, is like almost like a ticking bomb for those that maybe are asleep or don't want to see certain parts of them, so they can get really triggered when we actually just show up in a room, uh, or they get inspired and want to know more. But regardless, they are awakening closer to their true essence. So we need to let go of, our ego personality or inner wounded child about what people think about us, and really just follow guidance and be who we are. Make it easy.
Absolutely. And just follow that guidance and allow that light to come to anchoring in that light in ourselves, and then that from that place we kind of awakening other people. um
Yes.
so is there anything in particular that you do to help awaken people, or is it just through your own inner work and inner transformation that kind of activates people?
Oh, what a good question. That's so hard to say because, I mean, for many years, my guides just told me, go out there, show your face, do energy updates, share about what's going on in your life, share about your wins, your mistakes, like on a daily basis, and also what you're experiencing in your clients and your students and in your children's life and beloved ones. And just show up. Don't care about you not speaking good English. Don't prepare, show up, because there's souls out there that you have contracted a long time ago to be, awaken them to get them together. So, I mean, I do lives, a lot of lives. Every time my guides told me, go out, do a live, I just follow guidance. It's almost like I need to burst that energy out. If I don't do the live that they told me, I start to feel anxious in my body. I do webinars, monthly and weekly webinars, activations. I do TikTok activations. Like honestly, I mean, I do trainings. I do live appearances when people ask me and if it resonates. But really, 100% follow guidance. A couple of years ago, I said a full yes to always follow guidance, no matter what, and not question it. And they sometimes tell me, okay, and this, close this, even if I'm loving it. They just, it's done, it's done, it's done. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay.
You know,
So, yeah.
that's amazing. That's so powerful. I mean, I've had a similar process. I was told to do this podcast. I didn't even know how to edit videos. I keep it quite raw and simple because that is, for me, that's part of the authenticity. I tend not to edit if I can, because it's just, that whole perfectionist piece can get in the road so much, and it's conditioned in
Yes.
all of us as children. And part of the journey for becoming authentic is letting that go so that we can just be ourselves, and let that whatever shine in our imperfections as well. So, and
Mm.
being okay with that is a big piece, I feel.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, when we let go of perfection, then like that's when the new can come in, because otherwise we're blocking the new and higher frequency and vibrational work and information that wants to come through. And it's like I do a lot of grid work and planetary work when I'm being asked, and it's really like just go there, take the plane, kind of like get your ass there and we're going to tell you afterwards. So sometimes it's like don't tell anyone or invite people, and it's like yeah. And I know, I mean, you probably, it's the same for you. My mission has changed radically, and it keeps changing radically, and it's actually very liberating when we stop putting makeup on. There's nothing wrong about that, because sometimes you feel like wearing makeup. Sometimes you don't feel like. Sometimes I want to wear my crystal and look like the Andromeda priestess like I am, but sometimes I want to have my jogging wear on, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
we claim freedom of our soul now, I feel, and that creates flow and open up for synchronicity.
I love it. I love it. And it's peeling away those layers, isn't it? Because if we do things the old way, we're doing it the conditioned way, So it's stepping
Yeah.
out of all, giving ourselves the freedom to step out of all of that so we can come into that alignment of what's being wanted in each moment, really. Um, so just talking about that alignment and that channeling that you spoke earlier about, connecting in with our light, connecting in with our, with the love, with the truth, with the power. Um, how do you see that sort of changing our world and changing the world around us?
Mm. To be able to connect, you mean to like the center column and feeling alignment, how that affects the world, or
Feeling in alignment, when we step into that alignment
mm.
and bring that through, and that's the mode of that we're operating from as much as we possibly can. Obviously we have human moments. um how does that change um our relationship with the world when we
Mm.
start to, do you see that as, because we talked about activating and awakening the soul essence, is that how you see the soul essence stepping into that relationship with love, light, truth, power?
Yeah, I mean it's on so many levels. Like, 30 years, 20 years, even 10 years ago, I was preparing my work before I went on stage, before a training or a workshop. And I think what I feel and the guidance I'm getting, it was like that we needed to channel before then, to kind of, the vibration of our light body was not ready, and we were not really able to fully channel. At least I wasn't that trust. And as you walk this path and you allow yourself to like really don't try to use your mind, you like go into that state, and as the vibration and electromagnetic field of earth is raising its vibration, we can actually really use our crown and our heart more than our mind and our third eye. So it's on so many levels that it has been changing, but now it's really like, I even say that to my students or whoever that follows me, before even you decide to connect to a post on Facebook or like listen to a podcast, like, really check, am I anchored in my heart? Am I available to receive information right now? Because there's also in that alignment, we also need to step out of alignment to keep evolving and have those dark night of the soul where we're like, oh,
Yeah.
who am I? Who am I? So it's like alignment, out of alignment, alignment, out of alignment. And as we ascend, so I usually like really, it's so powerful to be able to anchor into your heart, connect into your like, vertical line, your center column from Earth star, let's say, to Soul star or up to Source, and just feel like, oh, here I am energetically beyond time and space and all multidimensional existence. Here I am on a soul or monadic level or a godhead level. It's beyond, Mia, 48 years and all of my traumas in the past and blah, blah, blah. It's like connecting to that higher self and beyond, which really creates, a dissolvement of attachments, identities. It's amazing to be able to come into center and just channel. It's like almost, I can't answer a question. Let's see, okay, let me feel into it. And sometimes it's empty.
Yes.
It's just an energy of like nothingness and a limitless space of nothing, and to allow that to be until something comes through, not controlling that beautiful space.
How powerful. I love
Mm,
that. And I love that you brought in about these wobbles that we have when we're on the ascension pathway, because I think it's easy to give ourselves a little bit of a hard time when we fall, when we have those moments. And often they
mm,
can be on powerful days. I
mm,
had a little bit of a wobble around the equinox. I felt like I
mm.
was having a huge kind of upgrading or something, and it felt like a detox. So it's just all what's needed, I think, when these moments happen. So it's not, we're definitely not walking a straight line path as we become multi-dimensional beings. It's not something we can kind of really understand, in a linear way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like over and over again when we come into that alignment, which I would say is like really coming back into your heart, is like extremely compassionately witnessing yourself and like, whoa, okay, that what I did last week is not true for me anymore. And
Yeah,
allow yourself compassionately to let go of it, compassionately own, like, okay, I need to change my mind. I need to do it to my children all the time, sometimes even to my students, and say, hey guys, what I taught you 2 years ago, I have received new information. So always compassionately allow yourself. Of course, we need to take self-responsibility, but, first compassionately witnessing and like, whoa, okay, as you say, I'm wobbly, I'm losing my ground because we need to create new ground. So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. But nowadays we know it's like, okay, it's a rebirth. It's another consciousness level being accessible for me. So I need to release and die a little bit before.
absolutely. Yeah, and that piece about giving yourself permission to change your mind, that's huge. That's
Mm,
absolutely huge. Because our world is changing, the dimensions
yeah.
we're existing in are changing. It's so powerful, and part of that, of stepping into our authenticity, is that following each moment and allowing that to unfold. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that authenticity connects with that activating our soul essence?
Yeah, I mean, authenticity is really everything I mean, the programming that has been streamed into the field and into the collective consciousness is like, you know, create an identity and hide yourself to not be discovered. And I mean, throughout our traumas and experiences in childhood, we were super scared to be abandoned, rejected, humiliated, all of that. So the story of this planet has been lately, it's like, okay, cover yourself up and make sure that no one sees the true you, right? Be not allow yourself to be vulnerable, and la 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 la. So creating all these stories, which we now need to release, right? I mean, I almost always cry when I do huge work. Like, the authenticity is so like so strong that I cannot hide anything anymore. I cry instantly. I laugh instantly, even if it's inappropriate, not appropriate, I can feel the anger arising when I need to set boundaries. So authenticity, what the most beautiful thing about practicing authenticity is that you're going to notice that it creates safety. Because when you you allow yourself to walk that path, it's like, for me, it has taken me so many years. I don't say it's easy, but really like I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And that creates so much safety. I know how it was to hide myself. I was full of shame and guilt from, my upbringing, even my own choices with my children and everything, like the mistakes I thought I needed to hide and being perfect and all of this and all the identities that other put on me. Like Mia is so perfect. She's always so happy. I always get so happy when she's around, blah, blah, blah. So like allowing myself to be authentic creates such a deep safety that, to be honest, when I go on stage and there's like 1,000 people there, sometimes I cry for like 10 minutes when I share something, and that creates the safety and foundation for me to be the channel I need to be for God, for the family of light, because I'm like, I have nothing to lose anymore. If I fail, then I know that this is done. Then I'm supposed to move on. And so that creates an incredible safety, which makes you being able to move into your essence, and then you are who you are. Sometimes maybe I speak too much, take too much space, and those that loves me, they know it, and they're like, can we talk a little bit now? And I don't get offended anymore. Before I was like, I'm so bad. I need to feel a little bit less than I am.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we
So,
can all do it, can't we? We can all sort of hide ourselves, and certainly that was my journey. I had a lot of abuse and trauma as well. Growing up, someone
mm,
had similar journey to you,
yeah.
and it's a definite process of allowing ourselves to be visible, allowing ourselves to be seen, and I feel everyone's going to be doing that in different ways. Not
Yes.
everybody's going to be a healer or on a podcast, but it's allowing that soul guidance, what to do, whatever it is, just if there's
Mm.
the guidance there, don't stop. Get out and
Yes.
do it.
Yeah, I sometimes feel that it's easier to be, a healer and channeler and a podcaster than those that are, driving like a taxi. I take a lot of taxi, and I mean, taxi drivers are amazing healers. They go around all day long, and many of them are incredible souls. The ones working in schools, the nurses. I mean, they are incredible. And even those, in the shop that just beeps the food all the time and just are there in their essence, emanating that threefold flame when people are super angry. I mean, I actually literally never need to experience
True.
any 3D contact. So I honor those people so much. And that's really about daring to speak, when you get something coming through, no matter what, no matter where, no matter how.
It's amazing work you're doing, and amazing that you're kind of encouraging people to do this as well. I'd
Mhm.
love to chat a little bit about this really important event that you're going to be involved with in October, and we're actually going to meet in person, which I'm
Yay.
super excited about. And I interviewed both Diana Cooper and Adrian Lee earlier on in the year in my podcast. So if anyone wants to, we talked about the event then as well. So do look out for those podcasts as well if you'd like to find out what their take on it all. But I'd love to hear, because I interviewed Diana actually back in April, and it was just a really small event in Portugal, which is where I live. And it's evolved, and Diana's had all this channeled information, and she's brought in other participants, including yourself, and I just think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I think it's a life-changing event. That's what I'm getting, and I feel I've been being prepared for it on many levels as
Yeah.
well in recent months.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've done so much monadic and soul aspect, soul extension work. So that's really part of it. It has been a big part of our mission to assist people in understanding how to connect with their another 143 soul extension, which the total is 144 for you that don't know in a monad. And I worked so much in assisting people to understand how to bring in monad of no, soul extension of the soul extension to heal, so we can move up to our monad. So, and then also been doing a lot of grid work, a lot of planetary work. So when I was asked, I tuned in because I was really wanted to check, okay, from what place am I saying yes? And then I immediately saw the whole field of the work and the potential and the opportunity and the window this is. So I was like, holy moly, yes, 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 it's a big yes. And then it turned out that it's going to be like a lifetime mission for me to anchor the light of Lyra. But I also feel that my body has been prepared a long, long, long time for it. So I feel, as you say, it's an incredible opportunity, and it doesn't really matter where we are on our spiritual journey. If we have in any way heard or come in contact with this, there's probably something in our soul, in our monadic, that wants us to wake up and be a part of this day. And there's a really before and after, but also what I want to really add is that for you guys that are feeling that you're going to attend in any way to this day, know that the process and the journey has started big time.
Yes.
It's not going to be the 22nd of October. If you said yes to be part of this, you are going to be clearing, purging, releasing, and activating and upgrading very fast. It's another 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So we have important days ahead of us.
Yeah, so by the time this is aired, it might even be less. It's the 22nd of October. And what I'm going to do is we'll put the link under this video, because it started off as an in-person event, 500 people, and it's now being live streamed across the world. So
Yeah.
the exciting thing is that if you feel drawn to this, you can join the live stream, and it's Diana Cooper, Mia, Tim Wilde will also be there, AJ Roberts, Adrian Lee. So incredible facilitators holding space, and really supporting this process. Did you want to talk about any more about what you'll be doing on the day, or is that pretty much incorporated?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's also what's important is that I think this is also like an event that will show how important it is that we come together and that there's really no separation between me anchoring the energy of Lyra or, the person sitting next to me or the person in the other side of the world listening to the live event. It's like, or even doing it 10 days after. There's like every single one of us are so deeply needed. And I think this is the work that we will be keep seeing. Sometimes when I do a webinar, maybe I have 1,000 people anchoring in different locations. This will be probably hundreds and hundreds of people. So I feel this is also something very beautiful too. If you have a spiritual practice and you usually sit in meditation daily, we will all feel how amplified a energetic field can be felt when we are coming together, because by the end of the day we all came here for the unity consciousness, dissolve all separation and understand that we are all one. And this is also, the monadic is of course amazing. This means that we are going to access so much more of our soul essence, our gifts, who we are beyond time and space and all existence energetically. But also, again, I think this is just like a starting point for, that's what I have received information about, to understand how that we can move mountains and beyond when we come
When we
together.
come together. And it's
Yeah,
happening more and more. We're finding our soul tribes, and the
yeah,
synchronicity flow around that. It's just happening. It's really, really beautiful. Maybe
yeah.
just explain a little bit more about the merging of the monad for people that don't know what we're talking about.
This can be explained in so many ways, and I can only say what I've been shown by my guides. But once upon a time, we seeded out of God from Source, and we really wanted to kind of explore, what is the light? Because we couldn't almost understand, I am the light, but what is the light? So we seeded out crazily enough, and let's go out. So the monad was like the core soul, the Godhead, and then the monad split out into 12 groups, and each group have another 12, which is our first closest one. So we have in total 143 more souls that holds the same blueprint as us in this here and now, spread in different galaxies, cosmic levels, and all of this. Some of them trapped, some of them stuck, some of them on much higher vibration than ours. So, I mean, by the end, what I understand is that we are going to merge back into where we came from, so we can feel whole again, because that's why we sometimes can feel like a glitch,
Yeah.
like we're over and over again experiencing things that I'm like, haven't I healed this? But maybe simultaneously, one of our soul extension are perceiving like suppression that I felt that I've already healed. So this is very, very, very big, and it has been until now taken a lot of work. Very few have emerged up to their monad. We might have moments where we're accessing that state, but I'm really curious to see, how fast the world will start to shift when so many of us are starting this process. It will be very, very interesting.
That's amazing. Thank you for that explanation, because hadn't quite understood that. And I just wonder, when people talk about sort of parallel lifetimes, or, do you feel that this has a part of it, that there's an aspect of ourselves that's living another lifetime? And
I'm
how is that is it going to then bring through the sort of potentials of all these other
Mm,
aspects of ourselves in a way?
exactly, exactly. I mean, it's really complex. Just to understand how complex we are on a higher soul level, is that each of this soul in our monad, each of the 144, has their own past, future, and parallel realities. So it has not to do with past lifetimes. So each soul, I mean, they are not there in this here and now part of us. But then again, they also, each and every one of them has past and future lifetimes, which means that we are connected to thousands and millions and millions and millions of lifetimes. So when we merge, it's actually like a fast track healing that will happen. So it's really what I feel, that we've been given an opportunity to ascend faster. Um, and that's amazing. I mean, I said to Diana, I mean, the cosmic moment 2012, so many of us didn't know when that was happening. So many of us heard that afterwards. And now we have the chance, because actually of social media and podcasts and all of this, to spread it before, so people understand, like, what the heck is happening with me, like, why is it so intense? And also understanding the shift that will be felt afterwards. So yeah, it has a lot to do with kind of it, on a many levels, it's a soul retrieval.
It's interesting you should use that word, because what was coming up for me is that, I had guidance a few years ago, because I'd always done a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing of past traumas, childhood, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's endless, isn't it? You can just, you can particularly when past lives, it's kind of, there's always pieces to find. And I got told that I needed to focus a lot more on what I was creating, what I was moving into, focusing on the light, what I was bringing in, that was a shift in focus. And do you see that this process almost like supporting that to help people to connect in with themselves as light beings, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a moment on Earth, and it's still here, that we start to loop into shadow work, because the programming of this planet is to keep going to therapy forever and ever and never really have a breakthrough, right? That's what they want us to loop. So this is really like to not skip the shadow work, of course, honor that, but we are supposed to walk through that faster, and we can now. So the more we remember who we are, and it's really on an energetic level, because many are, I feel also what can be looping is that we try to remember all the past lifetimes. It's really not about that. That will come in if you need it. But don't chase that, because it will also, it's a little bit of a distraction that is being created into the field. So it's really about, if it wants to come in, you will get that into your field. Otherwise, it's an energetic remembrance of the divine love, which is beyond the codependency love, the divine light, which is truth, universal truth, sharp truth, and divine power, which is like, in this incarnation, we are safe to be powerful. There's no persecution and all of that. So our nervous system can start to relax when we energetically remember who we are, because otherwise the trauma keeps living in our pain body, in our light body, in our nervous system. So yes, yes, it's a yes to your question.
I love all the things that you're saying. It's
Yeah.
it's an amazing accelerated journey that we're on at this time, for sure. And I believe that you wanted to support people in this podcast by doing an activation, or just seeing what there is to come through in this moment.
Yeah, usually I'm being asked to just channel through what is the highest in divine order that would assist your listeners, in this here and now, beyond time and space. So
I'm just
we
going to change
can,
the viewing so that you're the
yes,
focus for this piece.
okay. So everyone listening right now, just take a couple of deep breaths. And for each inhale, breathe in through your nose. And each exhale, exhale through your mouth. In the inhale, inviting the highest, purest source energy into the field. Exhaling to release all dense, old use energies. Another deep inhale, inviting ease, grace, and safety into the field. Exhaling to relax into your body. So I see this beautiful green emerald light being infused to our energetic sphere, into our auric field. So you might see this emerald green light, and it has its source from your higher heart, your thymus, So in this moment, just really connect into your thymus, your higher heart. Orono arana iki ana arana korosoya. The family of light is gathering around us, and we ask only for the highest of the highest of the highest for each and every one to come in and come through. And I see them coming in with keys. So they're coming in with golden keys, and they actually start to unlock your higher heart. Urunu arana kitaranaya. You're being asked in this moment to allow yourself to rise your vibration, go higher, and allow your personality to be released and dissolved. Allow your mind to be relaxed and rise, and feel how you go higher and higher, feeling lighter and lighter, feeling brighter and brighter, and becoming more and more of who you truly are energetically. The teams, your family of light, many beautiful ascended masters are unlocking parts of your higher heart. Urunu arana. They say allow yourself to let go of the stories of your past with your family members. At this here and now, we ask you, are you ready to let go and surrender into what has been? Allow yourself to understand that you are not your past. You are a high, multidimensional being. And in this here and now, we're preparing you to awaken parts of your light body and blueprint so you can be prepared for the monadic merge and that moment, the cosmic, very important moment. Keep breathing, keep relaxing your body, keep telling yourself that you are safe. Safe to let go of what you think is the comfort zone. Move beyond. Allow yourself energetically to remember the higher divine love that you have and can access, the higher divine light that you have within you and can access, the higher divine power that you have within you and can access. Feel and sense how a portal, green portal, opens from your higher heart, your thymus, through your throat chakra, activating an higher and more authentic expression of who you truly are beyond time and space, beyond the educations you've done in this incarnation. You have many lifetimes in mystery schools. You have many gifts to unlock. Allow this emerald green light to emanate from your thymus through your throat chakra up to your third eye. There's a portal opening through your third eye. Allow your third eye to let go of any mind. Allow even any expectations to be released. In this here and now, we are assisting you in activating the awakening process of being patient and being in the limitless space of nothing. Allow the emerald green light to take you into a beautiful, peaceful, empowered state of nothingness. Allow yourself to activate within you this space needed when you try to force things through. No more forcing, no more chasing. Allow it to come into you. Until then, relax in a state of peace, 0 point, nothingness, urunu arana. Allow your teams and your higher self to build momentum when that is needed. The emerald green light moves from the thymus through your throat, through your crown. Keep activating the throat and crown, moving up to your crown chakra, you might see there's a beautiful, beautiful lotus flower opening up in your crown. There's a emerald green lotus, Orono Anaraya. This is a gateway right now being created through time and space up to the multi-dimensional levels, like a station, if you allow it to open up and unfold. The teams are beautifully opening like a connection, like a station to your earthly connections, soul extensions, your galactic soul extensions, your cosmic soul extensions, and your universal soul extensions, allowing this energetic station to open up and strengthen and prepare the connection and the work that is to be. Orono ana arana korosoya, and out from thymus through the throat, the third eye, the crown, this emerald green portal opens all the way up beyond your crown up to your soul star chakra. Allow this emerald green divine higher love to emanate up to your crown chakra. Orono ana aranaya. Your family of light is coming through. They're assisting you in connecting energetically in this here and now with your higher self. An activation of your higher self is being received into your physical energy body, the first sphere in your auric field. They're activating with a green emerald energy, your second sphere, your emotional energy body, as a preparation, feeling a connection with your higher self emotionally. Preparing your third sphere, your mental energy body, connecting with your higher self energetically, preparation and upgrade. Moving out to the fourth energy body, your mental energy body, preparing your light body for the merge and now with your higher self. Feel, sense, and see the emerald green light emanating out from your higher heart out to your entire auric field. And now, if you want to, if you feel it resonates with you, just really expand your divine higher heart emerald green vibration out to the entire grid system of Earth so you can assist the entire planet to prepare for this important moment. Feel, sense that you're sending out the highest codes, vibrations, and frequencies to grid points, stargates, portals, assisting on a very high level in this here and now. Beautiful. We trust the team says that the work is done. We're just contracting a little bit, allowing this emerald vibrational energy work to be recorded into the higher heart. So it's there. We take a couple of breaths and we allow to seal this work. So be it, so be it, so be it. It is done. Breathe and come slowly back. Yes. It's always so interesting to see what comes through. It is done, Sarah. Thank you. It was in co-creation, Sarah.
Wow, thank you. It's going to take me a moment to come
Yeah.
pretty deep.
This is always so interesting to see what comes through. Like, this is the amazing part of, when enough amount of the ego dies, it's like you really dare to channel. And it's almost like really going on this beautiful excursion, like, wow, what is going to come through now? And now it was in co-creation with you and me and the listeners for later beyond time and space. So
Oh,
yeah.
thank you so much. That's
Thank you, Sarah.
really beautiful. I'm not sure you're going to get a lot of sense out of me for the rest of the podcast, but that's me being authentic as well.
Yeah.
I feel very moved by that process.
Mm.
It was very powerful.
Yeah, very. And then, I come out of it and I don't remember. Usually I don't remember anything. So, yeah, the remembrance is also something that is shifting. Like, it's like there's only an amount of storage that is supposed to be there. And I know I was thinking when I was channeling, like, wow, this is so beautiful and powerful. I haven't seen this portal open up before. That's why I kind of remember. But then it's gonna be gone in 10 minutes.
Oh, we'll have to listen to it again.
Exactly. That's the good thing with the recordings. You can always go back.
Is there
Mm.
anything else that you'd like to bring through today before we close the podcast? How
I
can
think,
people find you as well? If
oh
any of
yeah.
the viewers that don't know you, I'm going to put the link in the comments and underneath the video in the description, so you can find me. But is there anything else that you want to bring through?
Well, I mean, Mia Kafkios, you can find me on all social media platforms. I'm trying to do different kind of work on each platform because it's like there's people that wants different things. So my guides ask me to channel and give out different information, which is very interesting. But I think it's something that I would just want to like leave this beautiful conversation is to really, trust your inner knowing because we've been learned and taught to, mentalize everything and we have such a strong inner knowing. And if we go back, we will see that the moments we didn't listen to that inner knowing, we got the lessons.
Yes.
And this is something like when we're connecting with the people, I usually say, of course, we need to check, does this resonate with me? How do I feel in my system when I'm listening to this person or when I'm doing this? But it's like I just launched, this facilitator training. It was booked like this, but some people were mailing me and they were like, "Where's the curriculum?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but there's no curriculum in this training." I'm like, you're just gonna know if this is for you or not because I cannot restrict myself anymore. Once upon I had time, I had a curriculum for 7 months trainings and all of that, but so it's also like that deep inner knowing to trust and not to question that and really now if something doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel good. We don't need to take it further. We don't need to go into stories. We don't need to judge ourselves or anyone else. We just, leave it. And if it feels good, we follow it. And when you open your life to that flow, that's when synchronicity is going to come in and the life actually is going to be so much easier because everything happens for us
Yes.
for us. And I know we've heard that thousands of times, but the moment we decide to make a conscious choice to always believe and live by that, even the hardest lost mistakes is for us and our journey and our growth. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's so powerful.
Thank you.
It's been
Thank you.
amazing, and I'm super excited to connect with you. It's going to be,
Yeah, me
you know
too.
what? It's going to be fun. I feel it's going to be
Yes.
like a soul family coming together, kind of a thing.
Homecoming, a homecoming.
Homecoming. That's a beautiful word.
Beyond time and space, priests and priestesses, not to make ourselves bigger but we have decided to come together in this very specific moment. So it's good to feel excited because I think we worked really hard to make it happen in this incarnation.
Yeah, really hard, and now we get to enjoy it, which is all.
Yay!
It's the time of year, isn't it? The equinox around this time where we get the fruits, where we get the harvest. So it's
Exactly.
perfect alignment with nature in that way. So
Mm.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
And thank you everyone for listening. Please do hit subscribe so you can receive some more New Earth podcasts. Many blessings.